Hi guys, welcome to this basic tutorial on using charts in Microsoft Excel. We're going to look at creating as well as customizing charts. I'll be using the Office 365 version of Excel, and so accessing some of the features may be slightly different depending on the version of Excel that you're using. Nonetheless, this tutorial will teach you how to use some of the key features that are associated with charts in Excel. So how do we create charts? Well, there are actually a few different ways to do so. But of course, before we can create a chart, we need data to present. In this case, we have some data that relates to a few beverages that were sold by a company during a period of 12 months. These beverages were Coca-Cola, Sprite, and Pepsi. And these are the respective quantities that were sold. Let's create a chart that presents the quantities of Coca-Cola that were sold during the period. Now, whenever we're creating a chart that is based on part of the data inside of a table, we need to highlight that part of the data. So in this case, we're going to highlight these ranges. We're going to click on the Insert tab, and we're going over to the Charts group. As you can see here in the Charts group, it gives us access to a variety of chart types. If we select any of these chart types, we get access to a variety of charts within the chart type. Now, if we're not sure which chart we want to present, we can select this Recommended Charts option, and this is available from Microsoft Excel 2013. And when we select this, what it does is it generates a list of charts that are suitable for presenting our data. I like this one, so I'm going to select this. So I click OK. And as you can see here, it generates a chart that presents the quantities of Coca-Cola that have been sold during the period. Let's delete this. To do so, we click on the chart and we select delete. Another way that we can create charts is to highlight our range of data, and we can select this Quick Analysis tool. This is available from Microsoft Excel 2013. And if we click this and we go to Charts, here we get a few different chart options. If we don't want any of these options, we can select More, and we can select the chart type that we want from inside of here. I'm going back to Recommended Charts, and I'm selecting back this one. Now let's say I wanted to expand the data range of my chart. Well, in that case, you click the chart and notice that it highlights the active range. Now be careful, you don't want to click, say here, because what you're actually doing here is clicking the data series. So you want to click somewhere close to the border up here of the chart. And then what you want to do is position your cursor to the corner of this range, and you want to drag the range to include the data that you want. And as you can see, the chart updates. Now let's undo this. So we can also click the chart, we can go to Chart Design, and then we can go to Select Data. And as you can see here, there's a dialog box next to Chart Data Range. And this dialog box includes the range of data that is captured by our chart. I can switch this B to a D, and if I click OK, it updates my chart. Finally, I want to show you a really quick way to create charts. In order to do so, let's delete this chart. So what you're going to do is you're going to click any cell within this table, and you're going to select the shortcut Alt and F1. What this does is it generates your default chart. Let's say I wanted to change my default chart. I can go to Change Chart Type, and I can go to a chart, I can right click on that chart, and I can select Set as Default Chart. And if I click OK, my chart updates. Next, let's look at customizing our chart. In order to do so, firstly, let's move this chart. To do so, click somewhere close to the border of the chart and let this icon appear, and then drag the chart to wherever you'd like it to be. Let's place it here, and let's expand the chart a bit so that we get a better view. Now, as you look within the chart, you'd notice that there are several items. These items are called chart elements. For example, if we click here, this here is called our horizontal axis, and this contains our categories. This is called our vertical axis, and these contain our values. These here are called our data series, and these basically visualize our values. These here are called our legends, and these represent the series. So for example, this color refers to Coca-Cola, this color refers to Sprite, and so forth. Now we can add or remove elements from our chart. In order to do so, one way is to click Chart Design, and you can select Add Chart Elements, and we can add elements from here. Another way that we can add or remove elements is by selecting this icon here that looks like a plus sign. If we select this, here all of our chart elements show up. So if we deselect an item, it removes the element. For example, if I wanted to remove the grid lines, I could deselect grid lines, and here the grid lines are removed. Let's say I wanted to add data labels. I could click here, and now I have the data labels. We can also select data tables. I particularly like this one because what this does is it shows you the respective values in tabular format below each category. So to format elements on our chart, there are two options that you can use that I've mentioned here. One is to click this Format tab, and you can go here and select the element. And once you've selected the element, next you can click Format Selection, and this is going to bring up the Format menu. Another way that we can format our elements is by simply double-clicking on the element. So for example, if we double-click on our data series, the Format Element option or menu also comes up. So we can make changes to the formatting of the elements here. For example, I'm going to select this one, and this is Fill and Line. And I'm going to change the colors of my data series. So I'm going to select this, and I'm going to change Coca-Cola to red. I'm going to change Sprite to green. And I'm going to change Pepsi to blue. So there are a lot of different options inside of the formatting menu, and you can play a lot around with it and use the options that best suits your use. Next, let's look at chart styles. Click Chart Design, and you can down click here, and here you get access to all of the different chart styles. As you can notice here, the chart styles changes the appearance of the chart, and in some cases they also change the elements that are visible on the chart. You also have access to different chart layouts. You can access that by clicking this Quick Layout option. And what you notice here is that the chart layouts also change the chart elements that are visible on the chart as well. Now you aren't limited to using this format menu. You can format elements on your chart just as you would format other elements, like say text. For example, I can click my data table, and I can go home, and I can select bold and make the data table bold. I can do the same to the vertical axis. I can even click on my chart, and I can go to the color fill box here. I can give the chart a color that I like. So these are other options that you can use to format your chart as well. Let's give our chart a title. Click on the title and type up a name. And there we have our chart. So thanks again for watching, guys. If you appreciated the value of what I shared today, then I'd appreciate if you gave this video a thumbs up. Also, connect with me by leaving a comment down below. And if you want to continue getting content like this, then you can subscribe to the channel. So I want to thank you again for watching, and bye.